I spent the whole night playing this video game on his head.
Yeah. All right, welcome back to the man cave.
Welcome back.
How's my mic? I've been having mic issues.
You've been having connectivity issues, yo. Not just mic issues.
I know technology is supposed to make life easier, not harder. It's like I don't know. It's like reverse for me.
It depends
Trying
who's
to keep you on your toes.
Trying to keep me on my toes. I mean, I am in the IT world, so it's like we introduce all these things to make our life easier, but then it slightly makes things more complicated. You know what I mean? And I stumbled across this video. I want y'all to take a look and let me know what y'all think.
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great. Can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
Look at that movement.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
All right. So what do y'all think? So what is your first impression on? I feel like we've jumped so far in robotics, but what do y'all think?
I think people who work at fast food places better start learning a new trade. I'm sorry, but it's true.
That's real. That's real.
I mean, honestly, I'm not even surprised, yo. I'm not surprised because ever since ChatGPT came out, I've used it quite a bit. So ever since that came out, and I can see what it can do, it was only a matter of time until they put that same mentality or that same program into an actual robot that can perform whatever it's talking about. The fact that even when it speaks, you have an AI voice that sounds so human. I think that's the scary part. It's not even so much about the action that the robot is doing. It's more of the way that it's conversing with you, and you're literally having a conversation with this AI. Like that right there is just kind of scary. It's not even like an AI that can repeat what you said. Kind of like we had back in the day. We had those toys that you kind of like say something and it says it right back to you. No, this one is literally having a full-blown dialogue with you. Like it's crazy.
Like the deep fakes, and I see is what you have this robot that's able, because before the limitation of these robots was they were able to do a lot of let's say precision physical things. So they can do like picking up a box, but it was never precision. Like now they're doing precision type stuff that, bro, you get a large company, they'll replace all the workers.
Well,
the AI guys. That's where capitalism goes bad.
well, we did have a high level of precision for a while. I mean, we have like all these manufacturing industries creating these
like cars,
and you have like these robotic arms. Yeah, but now the versatility of these robots being able to do things that we still have humans doing, because they're not like the practicality of robots at least 50 years ago doing every single thing. All these like very specific tasks were very difficult for robots, but now it's like it's insane.
I know robots was used for repetitive tasks. That's what they'll use a lot in the car industry, because they just did a lot of repetitive tasks. They were built to do this one thing, and that's all they did. But now they're picking up stuff. They're saying, "Oh, here you go." Like I think there's a McDonald's in China that's completely automated.
Yeah.
There's not one employee.
I think
and to go off of what Bella was saying, the way that the robot was talking, even when, if you notice, like the robot was like, well, even adding that filler sound,
it's like it's thinking.
It's
like it's thinking what to tell you. It's not just
so human. What is that? They think instantly. So he did that just to make it feel like it's more human.
Correct. So the scary part is, when you used to tell a robot or an AI, whatever, hey, what is this? It gave you an automatic reaction response, right? Based on what you said. This one, it's actually thinking about what you said in order to give you a response.
And it's acting
which
like
is
it's
the
thinking.
scary part, because we used to watch these movies and we used to think, if AI gets really bad, can it actually start thinking for themselves? And the answer is probably yes. At this point, they can start developing their own mindset and implementing their own, way of thinking and projecting that onto us, even without us having to ask them anything or to do anything. The scary part is, what if they start reacting based on themselves, on their own?
You think that
about this,
consciousness could manifest?
Not so.
Because that's the
hard,
implication
bro.
there.
That's
Yeah,
very
The
hard.
implication is that once they start thinking for
Yeah.
themselves, there's an implication that's now consciousness is manifesting.
Yeah, which it kind of goes against what I believe on the religion aspect of it, because I think consciousness kind of separates us, and that's what I believe, separates us from being atheists and things like that. But if you were to implement consciousness into an AI, man, that shit.
The problem is, this is the issue right now with the AI, right? The aspect of him adding the that's to make it feel more humanistic than anything else. He doesn't have to add it. AIs can think instantly. They do that to make it seem like it's more human, which is dangerous, because then people start thinking that, oh, these things are actually real.
You want to be able to distinguish a real human from an actual robot. Is that what you're saying?
And then also, look at that Google engineer that said they have a function in AI because the algorithm was so good, that code was so good, that it tricked us to thinking that was actually thinking when it wasn't.
But I think there's a purpose behind adding these human attributes to the robot. It's to make you feel safe. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to make you feel comfortable. So there is a purpose. And the AI, I heard some criticism like, well, the AI is not responding as quickly as a human would in that scenario. A human would just picked up that apple so quickly. So I think we still have a long way to go. The thing is, we don't. That robot actually thought of a million ways to perform that task in less than like those 2 seconds.
That robot looked at everything probably in that room before he said, "Oh, here's the apple."
Yeah, exactly. It thought of a million ways.
He said, "This is the only edible thing I've seen in the room." So that means, like, a human would look straight at the apple.
This dude was looking at the light bulb.
Right.
Yeah,
it analyzed everything in its room. It analyzed a million ways to perform the task that you just asked it. And people are like, oh, it took a while for it to do that. It's like, bro, you don't even you have no idea what it just thought of right now.
It thought about feeding you the door. You're lucky they didn't feed you the door.
It thought about giving the apple, just throwing the guy's mouth, like,
yeah. So like, there's a level of like, there is some danger. It's like, what if it picks the wrong choice? What if it's like, eat this, and it just shoves the apple straight through your face?
Now, do you think it's a good thing to have the robots sound like humans and actually have the pauses like a human would? Because this is where we go into dangerous territory, where you have robots now impersonating humans, on phone calls and things like that, where you can't even tell the difference between an actual AI and a human being. Do you think that's a good thing? There's pros and cons to everything, but does the pros outweigh the cons, or vice versa?
I think the con. I think it depends on the aspect. If it's a tedious job that does a lot of repetitiveness, then the pros outweigh the cons. So, like, if you have a job where a human is doing something repetitive, which can cause major issues in our body, because we're not built to do repetitive tasks all day long, then the robot is better. But
no. I'm not talking about just the robot. I'm talking about like the way that it's speaking.
No, it goes to that, because they picking up the phone. But then the problem is, this is the issue of capitalism and greed. And why would I hire an employee when I can hire an AI to pick up my calls? And if I want AI to pick up my calls, I want the AI to sound like a human. That way, guys don't think, hey, you're actually talking to a human, not a robot. Because I hate those automated machines. I'm kicking zero all the way. But if a robot picks up the call and is talking like a human, I may not hit zero to get the operator.
I think as we progress, they'll probably start to introduce laws prohibiting, these, because we're in the infancy, so we don't know what sort of consequences come with making a robot seem so human. So they might introduce like, look, you know what? We need to settle down with making these robots seem so human because they're fooling everybody. There has to be some sort of law prohibiting you from giving a certain amount of human traits to.
Well, even YouTube is doing that now. So if you go behind the scenes on a YouTube video, right before you post a video, it's a new tab came out. I think it was a couple of weeks ago that it makes you disclose if you're using AI to generate.
And I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good idea. But also, like, just the idea of having these robots could introduce universal income. You know, what if everybody got their own robot? You know, it's you know, think about it. What if people buy $100,000 robot and it becomes like some sort of investment vehicle where it, you know, it works for you, and now you have.
It's like having my own Pokemon.
Yeah,
it's like the self-driving car. The whole thing with the self-driving car, they was saying, yeah, you're gonna be able to buy a self-driving car, put on Uber, and it's be able to make you money while you go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
you do that with a Tesla right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but Tesla doesn't have. They can't be used to drive on somebody in the car. I'm saying once we reach the point where you can. But imagine you have a regular job, right, and you need a side hustle.
Wait.
You go to work, Tesla you take your car. Hey, bro.
Tesla can't do what?
Tesla, it can do the self-driving, but you have to be in the car right now. That you cannot leave it alone. It is in demo mode. But it'll go on regular streets and do self-driving.
Well, it can. The owner can't, but technically it can.
The car technology over there. It's very in its infant. Even they kept saying that it's going to come out this year, and they're pushing.
For example, like if Tesla wanted to repo your car, they can just drive it back to the dealer without you being in it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying the technology is already there.
Ford has that capability too. So what I'm saying is that technology is already there, but it's just it's on lock mode for the owner. And at the same time, it's not that reliable because they've been proven on heavy traffic situations where there's a lot of pedestrians. It still can throw some errors where some sensor might not detect something.
No, yeah,
in its infancy.
I still think it's safer than a human driving.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, obviously this has a lot of implications on a wide variety of technology. But I think, like, even though, like, yeah, it's kind of eerie to, like, hear a robot kind of talk like you, this could benefit a lot of people who are mute, maybe people who have lost the ability to speak. Now this gives them some sort of hope that maybe one day they could have some sort of surgery or implant that would allow them to communicate with other people and not sound like a robot. You know what I'm saying?
What's that Neuralink? There was one article that came out about Neuralink where they had the first human patient that got the chip installed, and they asked him, "Hey, how did it go?" This came out like 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "I spent the whole night playing this video game on his head."
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I think really, like, these robotics, specifically these robots that you would otherwise see in movies, this is really to serve like a lot of people who have come back from war, amputees, people with disabilities. This will probably become more of a health, like, sort of biotech. You know, I can imagine a biotech purchasing, you know, robotics once they figure out how to sort of implement it with the body. And I think this is really good. This is really good just for, like, you know, quality of life.
Imagine being born blind. They put a Neuralink chip on you, and then they put either cameras on your eyes, or you have a phone, or you have that robot that just acts like you and walks around while you're controlling with your thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It gives the person that was blind sight.
Yeah.
Imagine being born blind and just imagining what the world is, because you can't even see the world.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of pros to having the robots. Now,
there's a lot of dangers.
Yeah, but the thing is, just like there's a lot of pros, there could be a lot of cons. Like, just imagine that if we, you know, create these robots to have a pretty good intention to use these robots, but let's just say that they actually start developing their own way of thinking because of all the information that they have, and then they start doing their own thing. Like, can we actually? Yeah, I mean, I guess we could probably stop them with a kill switch, but who knows?
Wait.
Can we actually stop them once they full blown develop on each other?
Did you guys see Mandalorian? Did you guys see that series, The Mandalorian?
No.
Yeah, I've seen it. What about it?
One of the episodes with the robots, they took these robots that were killer robots and they turned them into worker robots.
Right. Yeah.
In one of the episodes, and somebody pretty much put a chip in them,
hacked them. Yeah.
Reprogrammed them to go back to their evil ways again.
Oh yeah. So there's gonna be people. Yeah, there's gonna be people being like, "Yo, what if my arm gets hacked? What if my brain gets hacked?
Yeah.
Things like that."
You're driving on a self-driving car and it gets hacked while you're driving.
Now imagine you have these robots. Let's say everybody, like you mentioned earlier, that you give everybody a robot in order to create income for you. But let's just say that you do give everybody a robot. Again, there's gonna be a lot of bad people in this world, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say you give someone a robot and they start programming them to actually make murders for you. Then what? It's like, how do you limit that capability of how far you take it?
Who actually goes to jail in that scenario?
That's what. Well, I you still would, because you
but if
you actually plan to hit, if that makes that difference.
Well, if you plan it that way, but if I give the robot AI and it decides to do it,
it's a lot of
well it and I know Bella, what you were saying, like there's a conflict against like religions, where what if this does introduce the fact that consciousness can manifest in inanimate objects? What if there is a level of logic? Because from my belief, I think that all matter, at a fundamental level, the smallest level, consciousness exists in everything, right? And then according to specific configurations, it can manifest and express itself. So I think that if we do keep progressing with robotics at this level, we might discover, this could be a discovery where, holy shit, consciousness is not something exclusive to humans. It's not even something exclusive to living organisms. This could introduce a new wave, and a lot of people are not going to like it. People might be like, you know what, this goes against my religion, and they're going to fight against it instead of being like.
But now there also might be a difference between reaction. Well, this is a discussion, I guess, for a different time. But would there be a different way of thinking if the robot, just with the amount of information that the robot has, the AI has at their disposal, are they just reacting to something that they're either looking at, hearing, observing, or something like that? Or are they actually going into like a memory and putting things together that way? Or are they just reacting, and it may seem human, it may seem like they has all the answers because of all the backlogs that it already has? Like, I don't know.
I mean, don't humans already do that? We react based on our experience.
That's where I'm trying to see where the difference might be, what separates humans from actual and AI that would be able to do that.
And I think a lot of people are gonna want to keep a line drawn. Yeah. But as time progresses, what if that line disappears?
That is true. Very true.
People are going to be worried. And I know people are going to fight against it because they want to keep their religion alive. But that's the thing. Then it demonstrates that, some people are just not open-minded. They're willing, even if all the evidence shows that consciousness can manifest itself and we haven't done it yet. But you know what?
It looks like it's pretty damn close. I'm not even lying.
If we're gonna discover AI that wants, a true, I guess, I don't know if it's a true sign, but if we find a robot who actually is worried about staying alive, then that's gonna be a tough day in the world. It's like, holy shit, there's an entity that wants to stay alive. It's not just a robot,
or not even that wants to stay alive, but also wants to protect others.
Yeah.
The thing about this, guys, this is one of the scenarios that I always think about, and the robot says, all right, and you program the robot, we need to save the planet because of global warming. The robot does all its analytics and says, you know what? The humans are actually the virus that's destroying the planet.
Yeah.
It decides to go all out and destroy us.
Yeah, talk about
so basically
backfires, yo.
Basically the whole plot of the Avengers
iRobot
part 2.
Was it iRobot?
No, it's Avengers 2. Ultron was given the task to protect the world, and he realized that humans were the problem.
Yeah.
Yep. There you
So,
go.
I mean, this is that's a popular premise in a lot of movies. To be honest, it's like, yeah.
I always say whatever they put in movies, it came from some sort of.
Musk said the same thing. So it's like for example, consciousness. Consciousness. Do plants feel?
We don't know, not yet. I don't think so.
It's been proven when you cut it, and it's scientifically been proven. They make an actual screeching sound that we can't normally hear when you actually cut them.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. That's interesting.
So if you cut down a plant, it actually makes a screeching sound.
Yeah.
We can't hear it with the human ear, but it does. It's not the different frequency.
You can hear it with the robot.
I don't know if the plant's screaming. They don't know if the plant's screaming or not. They just says they make a high pitch.
Well, the plant is not human. I can tell you that right now, Carlos.
And at the same time, I was thinking at the same time, Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about this. Where let's say you have a plant that's dying, like in a rainforest. A lot of the trees around that plant will send nitrogen and nutrients to that plant to try to save them, even if it's in a different species.
Yeah. So it all comes down to being interconnected via the roots. I heard about that too.
So, isn't that kind of a level of consciousness?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. Bringing it back to robots, I don't know, bro.
I know. I agree. It's robots. But I'm just saying. They're not human. No, because religion is human consciousness.
Yeah.
It does make you question a lot of things. I'm all for it, to be honest. I'm all for it. You know what? There's gonna be a lot of cons. There's cons to everything. I mean, there's cons to everything. It's just, how do we police it? This robot.
I have mixed feelings about the robot.
You have what?
I have mixed feelings.
I got a robot right here.
Even like the programmers, right? You're a programmer, right? And you do that for a living. Fucking ChatGPT can write that code for you.
Correct.
Yeah. We're eventually we're giving birth to the next level. We're giving birth to the next level of I don't know.
Okay, what you gonna do for work then?
If
ChatGPT passed the bar,
yeah,
so it can be easily a paralegal and attorney. It writes programming code better than humans.
Yeah,
they're automated for it can do low-level tasks, repetitive tasks. That's what they started off with. They automated the whole McDonald's. Because keep saying, "Oh, you have to study to become this." But if the robot knows how to read, I've used ChatGPT to look up tax laws.
It's gonna replace the human race. It's the next. It's the stepping stone. It's the stepping stone, I guess, that intelligent life. Eventually, biologically, it becomes obsolete. Biological life becomes obsolete at a certain point, and then you basically introduce the universe to robotics, and that is the next stage of just life, or whatever life gets redefined basically.
My comment is what people are going to do for work, because before, the way to escape the whole work being taken over by an automated machine was the automated machine only did repetitive tasks, so you do high level work that needed thought. If you have a machine that can think and write the shit,
yeah. In fact,
I'm all for it. If that would introduce UBI. That's it.
Explain UBI.
Huh?
Explain UBI.
The universal basic income.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, gotcha.
That's the reason why I'm for it, because I do believe that to some degree, we're not just placed in this earth to kind of work all the time, especially for just basic necessities, right? So the way I see it, and again, this is a different topic for a different day, but the way I see it is if everybody's receiving some type of income to cover their basic necessities, then you're able to spend more time with your family, you're able to get more creative with whatever you need to do, and you're able to live life outside instead of being stuck in a computer all day or in your room all day stuck with technology. This way you go out camping, you go out hiking, you go explore the world, you go out and you live that way. And I feel like that would get rid of a lot of people that suffer from depression. That they're stuck all day at this job just to make minimum wage.
Actually, I think that would actually expedite depression.
No, it wouldn't, because it shows that if you are depressed, you can literally go outside and that would get rid of a lot of things.
Yeah,
well, here's a question.
Is caused by easy life.
Here's a question to wrap up the segment real quick. Here's a question. 500 years with this level of improvement. I'll go with bias first. 500 years from now, with this level of improvement constantly going, where do you see mankind?
Dire.
What?
Dire?
Yeah.
Like what do you mean?
Greed. Dire mean is gonna be one of those scenarios like in minority like you have the technology like Minority Report, but then you have the greed that we have now with capitalism, but the greedy side of capitalism, and people just struggling and living in the fucking tent.
Okay.
So you think it's negative? Okay.
Extremely.
What about you?
I love the technology.
500 years. 500 years from now.
One word. Fuck.
Yeah. What? Fuck. y'all both think that it's not good.
And as a
So
whole,
long term, this is not good.
This is not good for humankind. No.
It is good. It is good if you can remove the human nature of greed.
Yeah, but that's always gonna be there, so it's not good for
It's
humankind.
always. Yo, how you gonna eliminate
if you can
that?
remove the human nature of greed.
Listen, I love the advancements. I love the technology. I love the functions. I love the features. I love all that stuff. But knowingly about humankind, no, it's not good overall.
Removing greed, where do you draw the line? Okay, let's remove greed. Might as well remove jealousy. Let's remove narcissism. You know what makes a human is these.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
like
issue. That's what makes it
for me, I'm not so bleak as y'all. I think we biologically speaking will probably be obsolete, right? We're gonna be obsolete. Everything is gonna be.
How is that good, bro?
Wait. We're gonna be our biological bodies are gonna be obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
I think with this level of progression, humans will eventually see that living in the real world is not as beneficial as living in a simulation where you.
And that's good for you.
Wait. Where you could do anything.
Bro,
yeah. And wait. Let me
just create the matrix.
I'm just saying, if they make it where it's indistinguishable, right? Where you can have more peace, more pleasure,
bro,
in the matrix. But I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
There are scientists right now,
bro,
that have
listen.
There are scientists right now that say that they can't 100% prove right now that we're not in a simulation right now as we speak.
Right. Yeah, and I think the robots, we're gonna make them so good that they're gonna sustain our existence in the matrix.
This is bad. And the reason why I say that is because right now, kids right now don't even have a childhood like before. Before we were forced to play outside. We actually interacted with other humans.
You sound like an old man right now.
It's true.
Now you have
back in my days, we had a string and a piece of paper.
Right now, you have kids that would rather see someone else play a game than themselves playing the game.
Yeah,
that is beyond retarded.
Dude, we've been doing this for they had basketball, they had soccer 500 years ago. What are you talking about? We've always liked to watch teams. We've always liked to watch teams. What are you talking about? It's not watching
teams, bro. It's not watching teams. It's like you're literally watching someone else living life for you.
Yeah, that's watching. Everybody loves to watch sports. That's literally watching somebody else do it.
You can still go outside and play it, but now they're not even doing that. They're legit just watching it, and that's it. They're not going outside. If you give a kid an iPad, as opposed to, hey, let's go play catch outside, what do you think they're gonna pick? 9 out of 10 are gonna pick an iPad now. Back in the day, it was like, nah, you can keep that. Let's go play football, basketball, tag, manhunt, all that stuff.
But what if the experience is more pleasurable to that human?
But it's not as healthy.
But what if you could make it healthy? What if what I'm saying is in 500 years, biology will be obsolete. You won't need a body.
Bro, but listen to what you're saying. Just
I'm listening to what I'm thinking about it.
You're basically pro getting rid of the humankind.
No. I'm not getting rid of humankind per se, but getting rid of our
You're one of these people that would rather live in the virtual reality than actually live in the reality.
I have a question. So
the thing is, how do you even know this is the real reality?
It's been for quite a lot of time.
You don't know.
Okay, what if you were born in what if you were born in the virtual reality, Carlos? What if you were born in the virtual? Huh?
That's fine.
What do you mean that? Oh, but now you're shitting on me for saying the same thing.
No, because I know that I can literally go outside right now and do something. Where if I'm
exactly the virtual reality that you live in, is real to you.
This is like a conversation that you can't have if we're tripping.
No, bro. If we made technology super, in 500 years, it'll be indistinguishable.
And you're right, but I personally don't think it's a good thing. I think that's just us humans being extremely lazy with life.
I don't think it's lazy. I think it's inevitable. No, I think it's inevitable. I think
I believe it is. No, it's inevitable. It's gonna happen regardless. I just don't think it's good.
I think it's good. I think if we can make a virtual reality where you could fly and no humans could get sick and there was no pain, no struggle, no worry about anything.
You're a robot at that point.
No. You still have the free will. You just don't experience pain. It's similar to heaven. I mean, I think you believe in heaven, right?
Yeah.
So heaven is like, what if we actually created a simulation where everything felt real and there was no struggle, no pain? You could do whatever you wanted.
Okay, there's the issue, bro. You give humans a blank canvas, right? And we'll turn that shit to shits.
Oh my god.
Bro, have you guys played The Sims?
Yeah.
You can play The Sims. You can play The Sims as normal, right? Just controlling people's lives.
Yeah,
but sometimes you burn them to death.
But are you saying all humans want to do that? Is that something humans?
All humans want to do that, but due to 7 billion people, you have so many different.
It makes you wonder. It makes you wonder if people do go to heaven, will they still want to do those things?
Wait, what?
I think they don't get in.
Do you think that humans that would do that in a simulation, would they be accepted into a world that's similar
do
to
what in a simulation? Burn stuff down?
Like in the Sims, if you burn somebody in the Sims.
No, because that's just
Or if you play Call of Duty, you shoot somebody.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tricky one because
all the things that you enjoy right now, can you do them in heaven? Oh my god, this whole segment went left field.
But you know what? That's a good conversation for another day. But it depends on what it is, because if it's a sin, you obviously can't do them in heaven.
All right, we got to rope this back in because this went into heaven.
This is what happens when we get together, yo. Jesus,
this went into heaven. Yo, let us know what y'all think. Bias went to take a shit out of nowhere.
Can you take a shit if you're in a robot mind?
Yeah, I know, right? Do you even have to worry about taking shits? In 500 years, you probably won't even need to worry about it. Bias would still be here giving his opinion, but no, right now he's just dropping the deuce, So let us know what y'all think.
Right. That's how we have kids.
Yeah, exactly. In 500 years, you won't even need to worry about your kids. Let us know what y'all think. Drop a like, drop a comment. This is the Man Cave. We out.